Hey, what is going on, guys? Monster Cat back with another video, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I found this movie from literally the cover of the movie. You can tell that it is so poorly animated, and it's just going to be ridiculous, but it's going to be hilarious. So I decided, you know what, why not watch the entire hour-long movie and have some fun? And this movie is an Alice in Wonderland ripoff animation thing. I have no idea, but it's Alice in Wonderland. I barely even remember the movie, so this is gonna be great. So we're 20 seconds into the movie, and their intro is the Eiffel Tower sparkling, and then just random teddy bears. What?
Alice in Wonderland, starring Dinah Shore as Alice.
So as you can see, that's Alice. I'm not sure what changed her entire appearance. Doesn't Alice have blonde hair? Also, her hair was kind of long, wasn't it? Our hair is short. I mean, it's would you consider that short hair? Because it doesn't go down to her shoulders, wherever those are. It just sticks out that way. Would you call that long or short hair? If your hair, instead of just going down like that, it just goes out like that. Is it long or short? So we have this narrator that's like a frog, and you can see he has, for some reason, a music stand in front of him. Is he about to conduct an orchestra or something? And then you can see the microphone, and it is so big. The microphone is huge. It's the size of him. Is this trying to be realistic in the size of a frog? Because I guess a frog would be the size of a microphone, but what about the music stand? Why is it so tiny? And why is it there?
Chasing butterflies and gather around their host.
That run cycle, though, just... Yes.
Emily? Emily?
Why are her teeth so unsettling? Emily? Emily?
Alice, dear, why don't you make a daisy chain?
Why is it when her sister is talking, Alice just leaves her mouth open? Just uh-huh.
Everything's sleeping. The river's sleepy. Birds are sleepy, and the grass is sleepy, and the clouds are sleepy.
And the chair is sleepy, and the table's sleepy, and my teeth are sleepy, and the world is sleepy, and the universe is sleepy. She's putting me into a trance or something. Yeah. What?
Oh, there he goes down a rabbit hole. Wait for me, rabbit.
Alice, she just looks at this rabbit, and he goes into his hole, and she's just wait a minute, rabbit, I want to come with you.
I think I'll lean over and see. Oh! Oh! Whoops!
Oops. Before you say anything, yes, it's a different day. Why? Because I can. I feel like this falling scene is going on way too long. She's already been falling for the past 2 minutes. That's literally half of the entire movie that I've watched so far is just her falling down a hole and thinking very random thoughts about feeding her cat milk.
Do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? The bats eat cats.
What is going on?
Well, I'm down, and I seem to be in one piece. Oh, here's a door, and it's so tiny I shall never fit through. There must be a key somewhere. Oh, here it is on this glass table. Let's see now. Oh, what a lovely garden. Oh, what a lovely garden. Oh, If only I could get through the door. Oh, I wish I could shut up like a telescope.
Drink me.
Drink you? Well, that's all very well, but maybe you're poison. No, it isn't marked. All right, then.
A bottle was just like, drink me. Just like, drink you. You might be poison. But like, you know what? I trust you. Okay, glug.
I must be shutting up like a telescope. I do hope it stops. I might go out altogether like a candle. Goodness, I'm glad it stopped. I should hate to be like a candle flame after you've blown it out. But I'm small enough now to get through the door into the garden. I'll be able to see. Oh, I've left the key on top of the table.
I feel like she would freak out a lot more if you just drink something and you just shrink. Wouldn't you be freaking out?
Eat me.
All right.
If a piece of food or a drink just literally speaks to you and says eat me or drink me, please don't eat it or drink it.
Ooh, I'm growing too much. There go my feet. Goodbye, feet.
Harry, if you're watching, that's you. Okay, so the rabbit just walks past her. Don't you think he would be like, who are you and where did you come from? Maybe he's just really unobservant like me.
Ooh, I'm slipping. Whoop. Phew. Salt water. Now, how did that get? Oh, it must be the tears I wept when I was 9 feet high.
I think like the tallest living person was like 8'11". I don't think if he cried, he would cry so much that he would cry like a literal river, but okay.
Mr. Mouse, do you know the way out of this pool? I'm awfully tired of swimming. Oh, perhaps it doesn't understand English. I dare say it's a French mouse that came over with William the Conqueror.
Oh, he doesn't understand English. It just must be a French mouse, because mice can also speak French. Oui, oui.
Où est ma chatte? Chatte? Well, I never.
Okay, so he's a French mouse, and she just started speaking French to it, and he's just like, chat, which is cat in French. He's just like, well, I never. So this French mouse actually speaks English.
Let's get out of this pool.
What is going on with that bird's tongue? He's just licking his, like, entire beak. Just... Alice can fly now?
But who has won? Everybody has won. And Alice is to give the prizes. Me?
Who's all speaking in the background?
Drink me.
Well, I might as well. I know something interesting is sure to happen.
Alice, drink me. Oh, I might as well. I mean, something interesting's gonna happen, so why not?
I think maybe I'm growing too fast. Maybe if I put one arm out the window, there, now I can get my foot up the chimney.
Oh, that must be so comfortable. You just have one arm stuck out the window and then your legs just like all the way up the chimney.
Marianne, let me in at once.
Why isn't the rabbit able to get into the house? She just kind of waltzed right in and now he's just like, Marianne, let me in.
They must both be trying to get in the window. I'll just have to grab again.
When they both try to get into the window, you're just like, oh dear, they're coming in. What should I do? Grab!
There goes Bill. Catch him.
There goes Bill! What is Alice trying to achieve? She's just stuck in the house and everybody's trying to get in and she's just like kicking and grabbing them.
Throw him through the window.
Does the rabbit not realize that by throwing rocks at the window and stuff, he is destroying his own house?
The pebbles are turning into cakes. If I eat one, it's sure to make some change in my size, and it can't possibly make me larger. Oh, I'm getting little again.
Alice is not okay.
I have answered your questions, and that is enough, said his father. Don't give yourself airs. Do you think I can listen all day to that stuff? Be off or I'll kick you downstairs.
What?
I wish I could find my way. I shall have to ask at that house. How am I to get in?
Why does Alice want to go in the house? She wanted directions to the garden or whatever. Couldn't she just ask the dude standing outside the house where the garden is instead of having to go inside the house?
But what am I to do?
Anything you like.
Oh, there's no use talking to him. He's perfectly idiotic.
She just called the card an idiot. Dude, he was just like, Alice, you can't get in. And then she's just like, this dude's an idiot.
Put a lot of pepper in the air.
Pepper's good for you. I'm the Duchess, little girl. Who are you? Oh, never mind. Time's money, I always say. Cook!
Yes, Mum.
More pepper.
Did he just say yes, Mom? How did she make a rat? What is going on?
Pig?
Me?
No, the baby.
That baby is terrifying. She literally called her baby a pig. Probably because the baby has a snout like a pig. Or maybe her child is a pig, considering that other kid of hers supposedly is a rat. I don't know what's going on with this lady, but she's like giving birth to other animals somehow. And I don't want to know.
Speak roughly to your little boy and beat him when he sneezes.
I'm horrified.
For he can thoroughly enjoy the pepper when he pleases.
Here, you may hold the baby.
This woman really likes her child to have pepper. She is holding her baby by its hand, and it's just dangling there. I don't know much about children, but I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Oh, don't throw it.
I don't know why that was so funny to me, but she just threw the baby. So Alice just kind of took the child with her. The woman did not seem to be bothered by that whatsoever. She's just like, I gotta play croquet with the queen. And Alice is just like, okay, you're gonna kill this child, so I'm gonna take it. And the woman's just like, whatever.
Well, there's no mistaking it now. You are turning into a pig. Here, I'll set you down.
Geez, 1 second it was like a child, and now it's like a full-grown pig.
It would have made a dreadfully ugly child.
She was so judgmental. So Alice just kind of found the Cheshire Cat in a tree and just talked to it for like a minute about how everybody in this place is mad, including Alice. And she's just like, well, how do you know I'm mad? And he's just like, we're all mad. And then he just disappears.
There's nothing left but the grin.
It disappeared and its grin is just there.
Go away, little girl.
Don't be silly, there's plenty of room.
That could have been somebody's spot, and they're just like, no, there's no room for you. And she's just like, nah, nobody's there, so it's my spot.
Your hair wants cutting.
I love that he's just like, your hair wants cutting. Your hair wants to be cut. It is telling me that.
2 days wrong.
His watch can track days? Why isn't this a thing?
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat.
What is with this movie and several unnecessary songs? So basically the guys at a table are just going to be changing spots like every hour because it's always 6 o'clock and therefore always tea time. And then the guy with the hat just tells Alice to shut up, so then she leaves. You notice as you watch this movie how proper like everybody speaks? Just like, oh, that is the most curious thing I ever saw. This movie, it was made 10 years ago in 2010, and it seems like the language is from like 1940.
Those gardeners are painting them red.
What's your name, child?
My name's Alice, so please your majesty.
And who are these creatures on the ground?
How should I know? It's no business of mine.
What? Up with her head! Up with her head!
Nonsense.
What?
Nonsense.
Oh,
Consider, my dear, she's only a child.
no matter. Well, you two on the ground, what have you been doing? Never mind, off with their heads. Can you play croquet, child?
Yes, your majesty.
Come along, then.
That was so incredibly random.
Get to your places, let the croquet game begin. Off with his head! Off with his head!
Why is the queen just screaming, off with his head, off with his head? You know that Oprah meme where it's just like, you get something, you get something. That's the queen, but instead, off with his head, off with his head, off with his head.
Off with his head!
Yes, of course. But consider, my dear, the cat is vanished up to the neck. We can't cut off a head without a body to cut it off from.
Ridiculous. Anything that has a head can be beheaded.
That scene is so hilarious, because the cat, just his head, and the queen's just like, off with his head. Ridiculous. Anything with a head can be beheaded. How do you behead a head?
Is there always a morrow?
Oh, of course.
Oh, well, I don't bite, you know.
Oh, very true. Dogs and mustard both bite. And the moral of that is, birds of a feather flock together.
So basically everything in the world has a moral. So tell me, what is the moral of my shoulder bone right here? The Duchess really reminds me of like English teachers. In poetry, you just read a line and it's like, what? And then the teacher's just like, what does that mean? What is the moral behind that sentence? Look deep into it. Think. What is the moral of what?
I must go back and see after some executions I've ordered.
How is there anybody left in this kingdom if this queen literally executes everybody? So the griffin takes Alice to see the mock turtle. And the mock turtle basically just talks about school and makes very corny puns. Because he was talking about how a lesson is 10 hours a day. And then the next day it's 9. And it's called a lesson because it lessens throughout the week.
There's a porpoise close behind us, and he's treading on my tail. Beautiful soup, so rich and green, waiting in a hot tureen.
So Alice has to choose between the griffin dancing and the mock turtle singing, and she chose the singing, and he just sung about beautiful soup. So Alice goes to court. They pull up the first witness, which was the Mad Hatter, and he was just complaining about the fact that it was tea time the entire time. And now Alice, she's starting to grow, and the griffin's just like, don't grow in here, there's no room, as if she can control it.
Off with her head! Off with her head! Off with her head!
Off with their head! Off with their head! Off with their head! So they pull up the second witness, which is the Duchess's cook, and they just ask him the recipe for something, and that was his entire statement. So now Alice is called up to the stand. They ask her what she knows, and she's like, nothing. The king is just like, yes, rule 42 in the book says anybody that's over a mile high rules the court, or something like that. So now she is ruling the court or something, and she refuses, and now they're trying to behead her.
Who cares for any of you? You're nothing but a little pack of cards. Alice!
So that was all a dream?
You have been dreaming, Alice.
I suppose so. It was so curious. Well, come on, Emily. We'll be late for tea.
Yes, it was all just a dream, even though every single character that she saw is just around them. I think they would notice that. And that's the end of the movie. I watched the entire movie, and I still don't really know what it's about. This was supposed to be based off of the book, I think. Is that how the book goes? Because if so, I really want to read that book. So, moral, because that woman really said everything had a moral. So the moral of this movie is don't follow rabbits down their holes, and don't drink random things that tell you to drink them. And also, pepper is very important for life. Eat pepper. So I was reading the description of the movie. In this brand new animated adventure, you'll travel with Alice down the rabbit hole where she encounters the White Rabbit, the Mad Hatter, the Queen of Hearts, and all of Wonderland's strange residents. This unique presentation of the Lewis Carroll children's classic utilizes audio portions of a rare 1948 radio recording. So I was right with the 1940s. I had not read this before. Starring Dinah Shore, Arthur Q. Bryan, the voice of Elmer Fudd, and Ralph Moody, and combines it with cutting-edge animation created in 2010. The end result is an instant classic that will be remembered for years to come. Well, I will definitely not forget about this movie for years to come, and it's gonna torment me in my dreams.